What is up, ladies and gents? How are we doing out there tonight, world? This is the BCS After Hour show. Got the fellas in here ready to rock and roll. The weekend is almost upon us. We got some cool stuff to talk to you guys about tonight. And if you're interested, give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok. That's at the Bet Champ Show. You'll get all of our content, any plays we're posting, and all sports in general. How we doing tonight, fellas, though? Quick little roll call. Got Sach Man in the house. How we feeling, Sach?
Feeling good. First and foremost, happy birthday to Whit. Whit's birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday to the big fella. He gets a he gets his pass, and I know I missed on Monday, but heard you guys had a good show, so good to see you guys. A lot of the NBA is almost finaled up. WNBA is rolling, and NFL offseason is kind of kicking off. Golf is in full swing, so it's good to be here.
Absolutely, my friend.
You know.
And of course, Big E in the house. No wrestling on tonight, I see. How we feeling, E?
Yeah, well, TNA just got over, my friend. So, there was nothing else. Bare knuckles were on, so I turned it off. But yeah,
wow.
We got to keep up. We got wrestling coming up too. Maybe that'll be a topic on my solo show. We'll see what goes
Absolutely.
down. But yeah, good to be here.
100%. Appreciate all the live viewers and listeners starting out with us tonight. We're going to get this thing up and rolling. Guys, if you ever have any questions or comments you want to toss out, just hit the comment bar, type something in, and we'll throw you guys out into the live world, give you a little shout out, and we'll get the ball rolling. But kind of to start things off as we roll into it, guys. Obviously yesterday, RIP Jerry West. I know that kind of came out of Storm and everything. 4-time NBA All-Star, 12-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defense, 1-time Finals MVP, and he actually lost that Finals and still was that good to win the MVP, guys. Jerry West dies at the age of 86. Like we said, RIP. How you guys feeling about this? Kind of breaking news yesterday.
Yeah, breaking news pretty much in the morning. I had no clue that he was even in bad condition. Saw it in the morning when I went to work. RIP to obviously the logo. He's going to be embedded in the NBA forever. I respect Jerry West. He was one of the old heads that told the truth, supported the young guys coming up, gave them their flowers, wasn't all about his era and, it's better than this era. A lot of the younger guys in the NBA respect him, LeBron, Curry, Durant, a lot of those guys. So it's sad. He was pretty much an ambassador, one of the best ambassadors of the NBA that I pretty much can remember. Everyone knows Jerry West as being, obviously a player, first and foremost, a head coach, a GM. He was just one of the good guys, and it was a big hit to the NBA community as a whole. And, people are going to miss him. We're going to, we obviously have the stats to remember him. One of the first people ever to win NBA Finals MVP while losing. I think he averaged like 40 points in that Finals. But, RIP, he's going to be remembered forever. Mainly because he's the logo. But, he was a guy that was well deserving of it. Pushed the game forward, and he was one of the first GOATs back in the day. Probably in East time. He probably saw him in his prime.
You probably hooped with him.
Yeah, fair enough.
Him and he had smoking runs together back in the day, I think. No?
Yeah. We knew him as J-Dub, but yeah. Hey, yeah, I mean, everything you said is there to accolades, and if not better, just as well as an executive as he was a player. A GM for 8 NBA championship teams, orchestrated the Kobe trade to get him from Charlotte to LA, brought in Shaq. That's where most people will know him from, but he also spent time with the Warriors, Clippers, Grizzlies. He was a lifetime NBAer, player right up into the exec side and then the NBA offices until he died. So, yeah, I mean, it's a loss, right? I mean, the guy contributed so much to the league, and he'll get his flowers. He'll get his flowers through the finals probably tomorrow, and Shaq, big Shaq guy.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that too, E, because a lot of people remember Jerry West for the player he was, obviously one of the greats and everything, but just from a management perspective too, and all the things he did for actually the league of the NBA was huge. Like you said, he was a huge part of why Kobe even came to LA. I mean, he made that happen. And he said in that draft, he's like, I knew we had the best player in the draft when they got Kobe. Obviously allowed Shaq to come here with some type of endorsement deals and all that. So just huge, and huge all around the league with all the other teams he helped out. So definitely will be missed. And hopefully the league learns, you know, a lot of this stuff from all these greats that are starting to go and everything. Can we continue to pass on from some of the guys, especially Bill Walton, right? That was around the corner and everything too. So RIP to all these guys, man. I mean, sometimes everyone gets old at some point and whatnot. So you got to appreciate all people while they're here. Another kind of fun. Well, we go quick on this one. A fun story I found out. And this is kind of just random, but there's the U.S. Open is going on right now. I don't know if Sach heard about this. The name of a guy
watching all day long. Hey, I was at work watching all day long, baby. That's all I had to do.
What do you make of Colin Prater?
Huh?
Colin Prater.
Okay, see, I don't know where you're going with that. Go ahead and explain that one. My bad.
So Colin Prater, right? You have to. He's from our neck of the woods. Colorado Springs biologist teacher at Cheyenne Mountain.
I heard that. I didn't know he was from the Springs.
He had to beat 9,000 people out to make the U.S. Open and everything, and right, and he birdied his first hole and everything, so he off to a hot start. I think he started to slow down after that, but at one point he was in the middle of the pack with like Phil Mickelson and all them. But I just thought that was cool. Colorado guy. I think he was Phil Mickelson high school biology teacher, U.S. Open, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I mean,
I think he's also he's the coach. He's the high school golf coach as well. Yeah,
that's badass.
That's pretty damn cool. Golf is golf's one of those things where they give pretty much everyone who's like in the running, everyone gets a shot. But it just depends. Obviously, like even the guy Colin Prater, I didn't even know he was from Colorado Springs. I heard about the story of a teacher getting in. But golf's one of those things where you can just catch lightning in a bottle and you can fucking play out of your mind one or 2, 3 rounds, whatever it need be. And, you know, and they're out there. Obviously, Michael Block was one of the people at the last PGA Championship last year. You know, he took like top 10, hit a hole in one with Rory. You know, he was one of those guys. But no, shout out to obviously Colin Prater. I didn't know he was. I honestly didn't know he was from Colorado Springs, but good to see him in there. I don't know if Phil Mickelson is one of the people you want to be tied with right now because I think he's like one of the dead last guys. But I mean, shout out to him either way. Colin Prater.
This was earlier. He was like I think he was like 57th. He was like 20 something in the beginning, and then he went down to like 57th.
Yeah, Phil and them were he was probably one of the earlier tee times, but no, I mean, nonetheless, shout out to him. A school teacher from Colorado Springs getting in the U.S. Open. That's always pretty damn cool to see. So we got to rely pretty much on our only guy, Wyndham Clark, and he's pretty much fucking ass right now. So the Valor guy is terrible.
One of the things I'll add real quick. That's what I think is so cool about golf is golf don't care what age you are or anything like that.
No, hell no, they don't.
Yes. You know, it's not. You don't have to be crazy athletic or anything like that either. You know, golf is just more of it's a mindset, skill set type of game and everything. So if you got what it takes, I mean, you can enter into some of these tournaments and everything. And if you make the cut, I think that's so sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
But fun little story to kind of get us going, guys. Shout out to all the live viewers and listeners. This is the After Hour Show, the Bet Champ Show, baby. We are off and rolling. Like Sach said, shout out to our guy Whit. Little birthday action. You know, he's taking his time off tonight. You know, he's got some celebrating to do and everything. But you got the 3 amigos here, the Sach Man, Big E, and myself, guys. And we're off and rolling. Leave us a comment. Throw some questions your way. We'll give you a shout out. We'll get the ball rolling. Anything you guys want to know about or hear about in the sports world today, throw it out in the comment section, and we'll get it going. But kind of where I think we're all at right now and everything is this Celtics-Mavs matchup. Obviously, Game 3 last night in Dallas looked a little more better. Dallas started out strong. I think they were up 10 within the first quarter and everything, looking very strong. Kyrie was actually starting to look like Kyrie, like a vintage form of Kyrie again and everything, but they just could not keep it together. Luka ends up fouling out, and I think they pulled it to about a 2-point game at some point within the fourth or whatnot, and then just, no bueno there at the end. Celtics just dominated like they do and whatnot. What are we making right now, fellas? I mean, really just a short series, I think, is what we're seeing right here.
Go ahead, E.
Very short. So, yeah, one, I'd say very short. But it's crazy, right? Because we're the time, the media, everywhere that we're at, right? It's like that microwave, fast food, what just happened yesterday. A week and a half ago, the league, everybody, social media is tearing it up. Luka, Kyrie, best backcourt in the NBA. Luka, the best player. And somehow after 3 games, now they're just trash. They're trash, they're garbage. Kyrie's horrible. And I think – and look, I'm the guy who went on record saying Boston will not win a title. Let me tell you something. That is a good team. But Boston is a better team. You got 2 good players going up against a solid team. And when you can go 8, 7, or 8 deep, we talked Monday what they need to do. And we said, hey, we need P.J. Washington. We need you need Derek Jones. They're going to have to step up. These 2 can't do it, and they did it. But they're just playing a dominant team. And so, I'm all the way converted over just because, listen to everybody talk about, Boston didn't play anybody. Easy road to the finals, easy finals. That's not what we were saying a week ago. We were saying fucking Dallas was them. They beat Minnesota. They rolled through this, the number 1 D. How about just giving Boston their flowers instead of making it out to be something that these guys suck and they're trash? Jason Kidd, he didn't do them any favors. You guys play ball, so I don't understand when you're going through a 20-2 run why you call timeout. Maybe you could let me know that and stop the momentum. I don't get that, coach. But they're just outgunned. They just are, right? Luka's beat up. Kyrie, it's not that Kyrie sucks. Boston's not letting him do anything.
Yeah.
Like, give Boston their flowers, right? It's not what that is. Look, if Luka or Kyrie walked on the Knicks, I'd be ecstatic. And most teams would say the same thing. But to see the media and how these guys are bums and scrubs, Boston is doing it to them. Let's call it what it is. Boston's controlling that game. And they're a better team. That's what I see. But there's no takeaway from Dallas. Like, Luka imploded at the end. That was just emotions and everything else. But they're still great players, man. Let's not stop that. A week ago they were him and this, and now they're they suck and Kyrie's trash, and they're playing a good team. There's nothing wrong with that, man. I ran to a buzzsaw. I ran to a better team. And Joe Mazzulla, we talked about how when these finals started, he deserves his flowers too. Mm-hmm. They're playing the defense. They're stopping what they do. Everything that Dallas does, they stop. They're stopping it. And that's good. Good on the coach and good on that team. And hopefully 5-10 years from now, we'll look at this Boston team and say that was one of the top teams. Just those lineups where you can go that deep. But that's what I'm thinking on it. No shame at all to Dallas. They're just outgunned. Right? This old saying, a knife to a gunfight. That's what we have here. Go ahead,
yeah,
Sasha.
I mean, we know the NBA is obviously a recency bias league. It's a recency bias for the media. They're obviously down 3-0, and it's, Luka and Kyrie are trash. They're this and that. But at the end of the day, Luka and Kyrie were the ones that got them there. They're the ones that beat Minnesota. They beat the number 1 team in the West. They beat the Clippers, who have Paul. Like, they're not a bad team by any means. And just like what you said, they just ran into a fucking juggernaut of a team that is just so damn deep that even with Porzingis out, people are saying that this team is so deep. Like, if Porzingis Porzingis didn't even play for a month of this playoffs, and you couldn't even really tell. That's the sign of a good team. You ran into a buzzsaw, just like you said. Obviously, did it help that the Celtics played a team that was, like in the Pacers and the Heat and all that? Like, yeah, of course that helps. But at the end of the day, these dudes were already number one 60-win team by the season's end. That has nothing to do with the road on how they got there. They were the number one team. They were beating everyone. They beat a lot of the teams in the West during the regular season. And I'm one of the guys that says, like, the regular season don't matter. But at the end of the day, when you're that good of a team and you win that many games, it does matter. But I picked the Celtics since the playoffs started, and I knew
before
that.
Call it like it is. Before that, you called it. I'm gonna give you your flowers.
Yeah,
You called it before that.
They're just so deep, and if you were going to pick a team to win the finals, like, that was literally on paper that they were just such a better team, and they were so deep more than anyone. But and it also is funny to me, people are saying, Tatum's trash and all this stuff, but like, Tatum doesn't need to be. Sometimes it don't need. I know ZJ's laughing, but it's okay if you win a championship and you're not the alpha dog on the team. I couldn't look at the Celtics and be like, yo, there's one alpha dog. Everyone swarms to them. Every play call is for them. Like, I think that we have been in the times to where it rarely happens where there's one alpha dog on the team. You win the championship and everyone automatically picks you for the finals MVP. That doesn't happen. And if obviously Jason Tatum is a first team all NBA type player for the past 2-3 years, and he doesn't win the finals MVP, if I'm a Celtics fan, I love that. Why would you not love that? That goes to literally show that, hey, we can win a championship without even him doing everything that he needs to do. And I'm one of the guys that, from a basketball perspective, is like, yo, Tatum lets the game come to him. He doesn't have to go out there and take the game and control the game and do all this nonsense bullshit that a lot of the stars do. And it's unfortunate that Luka has to do that when you're looking at the Mavericks. He has to go out there and score. He has to go out there and do all this stuff. And I mean, when you're like, it's a good time to be a Celtics fan, because if you keep this team together for next year, I could not imagine a team beating these guys. I really can't. I really can't. And I've been saying it. The Celtics are the best team, best starting five team, best paper team. And I'm glad that it's coming to fruition. And Jason Tatum is a Duke guy. And I'm glad that he finally got his. And all these people saying, like, and even all these people saying, like, oh, yo, like, they don't. Like, if any team really deserves it, the Celtics deserve it. They've been in the race for the past – since Tatum has been drafted, bro, they've been in the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals and above for how many years now? And, I mean, it's about time they won one. I think the guys deserve the respect. A lot of the NBA people were saying Joe Mazzulla should be fired. This was last year when they lost to the Heat. Jason Tatum, needs to be breaking up. Jaylen Brown doesn't deserve that much money. But if there's one thing in the NBA that you can never take away from a team, no matter what happened, no matter how bad anyone is, no matter if you got all the lucky bounces gone your way, you won an NBA championship, and there's nothing anyone could ever do about that. So I like it for the Celtics. Yeah. I think it's good for the NBA. I think it's good for the NBA as a whole to realize, hey, we need some depth on this team, and we can't do it with 1, 2, 3 guys. You got to have a roster of 7.
I like it.
The one here's where I'm at with the Mavericks right now, because I wanted the Mavs to win this and at least make it a series here, and obviously we're not getting that. And to kind of what he said, and Sach said it too, Luka and Kyrie did allow these guys to get to the finals and everything, which is great. I think that's awesome. Obviously, they're big time players and everything. Luka was playing crazy. Really before the final started and everything, which was awesome to get him there. My concern right here now, and I like Luka a lot. I think he's awesome. But my concern with him is how much does Luka love the game of basketball? at this point, which is everything I've kind of seen within this final series. If you're going to be the best player in the world, you got to at least make it challenging and everything like that. You can't be fouling out of games. You got to have some smarts with that and everything. And his weight and everything has really concerned me throughout the whole season and whatnot. Like, is he taking ball as serious? I'm not like I love Luka, but as seriously as he could, is he seriously taking it that serious?
Well, Luka's obviously injured a little bit too. That's what I forgot to mention.
Yeah, 100%.
He's a little.
You kind of know what I'm saying though, Sach.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Fully commit. Like, has he committed to what he needs to do to be in these situations and everything? And I think he's great and whatnot. But kind of. And Witt said it best too, in the fourth quarter, he's kind of shied away. I mean, last night without him fouling out, they were within 2 and everything. And he's not on the court and everything. I mean, if you're one of the best in the world, you got to be smart too. You can't be doing things like that and stuff. It was great to see Kyrie kind of bounce back and have a game like he did, but there's just, I mean, the Celtics, to what Sach is saying, they're just so deep, and they got a guy on each angle of the court that could score 15 plus and whatnot, which is beautiful. That's basketball at its finest right there. That's when you have full depth on your team and you can count on other players even when someone's lacking and whatnot. So Sach really deserves credit for this because he kind of called it. I mean, it's about time they've done it. Like he said, they've been here for so long and everything. The one thing I have with the Jason Tatum argument, I'm not saying he's terrible or anything like that. He's obviously a great player. He's a superstar. My thing is, and it's not Sach or anything, it's just media in general has always had this, he's Kobe-esque and all this. He's a descendant of Kobe and whatnot, which is great if you want to say that, but I want to just see that if that's being said and everything. Like, you should know who the baddest motherfucker is on that court and everything. And I think throughout this whole playoff run, Jaylen Brown has been the best player on the Celtics, if you want to say that. But obviously, to what Sach is saying, when you can rely on other teammates and everything, that's the beautiful thing about basketball. When your all-star doesn't have to do as much because you can rely on others and everything, who's the next man up and whatnot. That's just kind of where I was with that argument and everything. Like, I don't want to, what's going to be said after all this stuff. They're going to win the ship and everything. Now it's going to be who's the best player out there. It's Jason Tatum, this, da, 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 da. Okay, I just don't want to hear all that stuff right now and everything. But shout out to the Celtics. They're going to be. This goes to show to what kind of everyone's been saying here. It is hard to win championships. And next year is going to be just as tough. The Celtics are all coming back. I mean, they're not losing anyone. All these guys are signed there. They're not losing a thing, which is the craziest part about that. And then how we've all been talking about the West. Everyone pretty much on the West is coming back. I'm still like, I'm getting nervous as you keep waiting in the West. OKC's going to keep getting better and everything. Obviously, the Mavs are going to find out some things to do and whatnot. And the Timberwolves they're going to keep getting better too because they're so young right now with what they've developed. And obviously you have the Nuggets in there as well. Let's see what they do in the offseason. But I mean, I think, fellas, this is a beautiful time to be in sports because I think we have these next 3 to 4 years. I think we're going to have some crazy playoffs coming to fruition and everything, which I think is beautiful because some of these teams are absolutely chaotic to see and whatnot. But as everyone's saying, shout out to the Celtics. It looks like they're going to take this thing away, which is, I think – obviously, Sach wanted the Celtics to win, but I know he wanted to see a little bit of a series as well as all of us and everything. And this has just been pitiful. I mean, I'll put it on and I'll watch a little bit of it, and then I just can't stay focused to it because I just know the outcome already. I've already read the back of the book and whatnot. So, I mean, see, here's where you're at when you're at 3-0 and everything. Now I'm just like, man, just let the Celtics sweep these guys. Because now it's just like, what are we doing? Are we just wasting time or what? Like, just let them sweep them, everything. And I really thought the Mavs were going to get this one at home. No Porzingis either, guys. That's how scary, again, the Celtics are. I don't know. We'll go back around again just to kind of hear thoughts and everything else. But, yeah, it's a wrap, baby. That's it.
It's a wrap. But, again, Dallas is no scrub. I mean, that's just how Boston's the juggernaut that Boston is. I get it. People are going to talk, and you know where that talk's coming from. It's more Boston hate than Dallas sucks. And they're like, man, you couldn't do this. You couldn't. Well, they couldn't because Boston's not letting you. This was really wrapped up, and I don't know if it was game 1 or 2. You guys will remember. But Boston shot the 3 horrible. You know, they were like whatever that was in the first half. They're like 2 for 13, 2 for 14 from 3, and they're still winning the game. You're like, okay, they're basically playing their worst and they're winning. Mavs have to play a perfect 4 quarters to beat this team, and it's just not going to happen. They don't have the horsepower for it. They just don't, you know, and that's the story of it. Again, we'll go through it, but that's the story of it. No doubt, whoever that GM is over there in Boston, man, what a team he put together.
Yeah,
Make the Drew Holiday trade.
Brad Stevens, the old coach.
Brad Stevens, the old coach. Yeah, man, hats off to the cat, right? Made the
that's
bold
the thing,
move.
too.
Put this team in there.
These people think that just because you're a bad coach, that doesn't he wasn't a bad coach. He took the Celtics to the Eastern Conference Finals. He did all that stuff. But they were like, hey, we think you would be better in the GM position, not coaching, make the trades, do whatever you got to do. And sometimes that works. And that goes for literally just like being an NBA player. You don't have to be the baddest dude on the court. You don't have to be the guy that scores 40 every game. Take this role, and I think we're going to be better as a team. And the Celtics took that leap of faith and said, hey, Brad, we don't think that you're going to be the right coach, but we think you're going to be a better GM than what people think. And they ended up taking that faith. They ended up getting fucking Porzingis and Drew Holiday for a bag of Lay's potato chips. And it just makes no fucking sense to me. If you're the GM in Milwaukee needs to be fired. He needs to be canned. He needs to be fucking vanished off the face of the NBA earth, because all he really cared about was selling tickets and thinking that the Damian Lillard firepower was going to get them over the hump after they just won a championship with Drew Holiday being a main piece. I just don't fucking get it. I just do not get these NBA GMs that have something that works and they think they can flip the whole thing and make it work again. It just literally makes no sense to me. And Joel Embiid, an ex-NBA MVP, the before Jokic won this year, he was the NBA MVP before this year. He even tweeted out, was like, did Milwaukee give them the championship? And it's like, yes. Milwaukee fucking basically gave these dudes the championship because they traded Drew Holiday for nothing. For literally nothing, bro.
Yeah.
And then that GM ends up fucking the whole NBA up because it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, it boggles my mind. Sometimes I think I would be a better GM than half of these guys when it comes to trades, because
hopefully,
how can you get rid of a Swiss Army knife like Drew Holiday for a guy in Damian Lillard that is, one, he's injury prone, he don't play defense, and he's pretty much a two-dimensional player where he drives and shoots. I don't know. It's just very frustrating because he kind of just fucked the whole NBA in the next 2 years. He really just fucked the whole NBA.
The East is kind of already there, right? With the Knicks, Indiana, Boston. The West still seems to drink that big three Kool-Aid. But hopefully it's kind of dissolved.
That makes no sense either.
That's what I'm saying. And hopefully this gets rid of that. Arizona will be the last to do it. The big three ain't working. It rarely ever does it work out. You need a team.
It rarely works. It rarely fucking works. I'm glad it rarely works. And I just don't understand why these – and that's part of the NBA as a business perspective, because they want to sell tickets. But at the end of the day, do you want to sell tickets or do you want to win?
Yeah, you got to win, and you got to have players who play. And that's what Boston has. That's Indiana. Bunch of young guys. They just want to play. The Knicks, we talked about it all season. Didn't matter who went down. Next man up. You know, Beal was out 3/4 of the season down there in Phoenix. They couldn't get anything going. They got there towards the end. You got the Clippers. Man, my goodness, how many marquee names are on the bench? And it's just – and when you get the workers, get the guys that are going to put in the time and hit the shots.
And when you pick up these injury-riddled players to join your team, like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, injury. all nonstop injury.
Yeah.
When you look at the Celtics, name one player on that team that is injury riddled outside of Porzingis. Not one. Not one person. It just makes no sense.
Here's the thing, and I feel like this is kind of where the media and the fans get involved with all these sports teams and everything, because kind of what you guys are saying, where teams don't let things start to brew out and everything. The NBA is quick with getting rid of players and getting rid of coaches.
Yes,
and that's the one part that kind of drives me crazy, and it drives me crazy for football too, because there's kind of some similarities there. But it's like, you got to think Budenholzer. Milwaukee got rid of him. They just won a championship. They just won a championship, 2 years ago? Yeah. Like, so quick to get out. Pelinka for LA, got rid of him. They just won a championship not too long ago. Like, it's just crazy. When you don't meet a certain demand from whoever up above, guys are gone. And that, like, kind of going into the NFL as well, I start to feel bad for some of these, like, young quarterbacks coming in. And they got 3 different offensive coordinators within a season or within the year. It's like, how do you get settled into these situations and know what the offense is going to look at? Instead, you're starting to learn another offense over and over again. And that's what happens with some of these coaches. I mean, and that's what's going on with, the Suns too, bro. Like, it's like no one is just steady, ready to be there and everything. And so it's like you're just learning new shit all the time. And I don't know. That's the one thing that drives me crazy, is you can never just let a system kind of develop, because people don't understand. It's like, yeah, you start to get good pieces and everything. That doesn't mean this first year you're going to win something huge. You got to see the bigger picture and the plan and the longevity you're trying to create within the league to win multiple championships. That's the beauty of it. Like, you're trying to win multiple championships. And that's what the Celtics are gearing up to do with what they have and everything. So I don't know. It's just, people are gone like flies, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a very quick league for you to get canned in all NFL and NBA. Very quick. And that's why you see the teams like the Nuggets, who have stuck out with Michael Malone through the hard times. They stuck with them. Now they believe in him. They're going to do it. Steve Kerr, even when Steve Kerr went through the 3-year drought without the Warriors even winning, stuck with him. They won one 2 years ago. And now you see the Celtics. They could have fired Missoula last year. They could have really fired him. But they stuck with it, said, we're not going to fall into the media trap of, he needs to go. This is Boston. Stuck through it. Now they're going to win another one. Jason Kidd, another one. He didn't do good, and now here he is. So I think they need to give more grace to these coaches, exactly like what you said.
Yeah. No complaints. ZJ's on the phone there. So what we got going on? Breaking news?
Sorry. I had to look what the sponsors were saying tonight. Guys, appreciate all the live viewers and listeners out there. We're going to keep this thing rolling and everything with the finals. It looks like it's going to be wrapping up quick. And hopefully, let us know, though, guys. Send us a DM or send us a comment what you're looking forward to after the NBA season and everything. Got some cool stuff still coming up. Obviously, MLB in session. We got the Olympics coming up, which I think is going to be sweet. I think I was telling you the other night, Sacha, that's going to be cool for all the stuff you can get action on and the stuff that's like, like the late night ping pong and all that stuff. Like, I'm excited to, like, throw some of that stuff and talk about some of that. The Olympics are badass, man, because there's just so much going on every channel.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that, ladies and gents. Obviously, WNBA we still got going on, which is great. And we're starting to move on into the NFL for training camp. So I definitely want to start talking with the fellow more about what's going to happen. I think we should start talking futures here in the next couple episodes. I know the over and unders for total team wins for a lot of these NFL teams are already out. That'd be a cool kind of topic to go over, if we think it's going to go over or under for that team. Reasons with that. I think that's cool and whatnot, but we'll definitely get into some more NFL chat as things get started, especially when training camps get started and everything. Pretty quick show tonight. Obviously, nothing really going on right now. sad series here. We got the NHL is off tonight. I think they're up and going. Obviously, Florida up 2-0 on the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers back at home tonight. Hopefully, they can make it a series and whatnot. But while we wrap this thing up, put a bow on it. Just quick around the room, what we'd like to always do, if anyone's got something they want to throw out there, you know, a little topic going or anything on the mind of the fellas.
I mean, what's on my mind is Trevor Lawrence, 5-year, 275 million, 142 million fully guaranteed. I mean, you want to talk about these fucking quarterbacks in the NFL that don't do shit
for a subpar quarterback.
Don't do shit. And I know I'm a Cowboys fan and all that shit, but at the end of the day, there's none of these golden boy NFL quarterbacks that have won a damn fucking thing besides Patrick Mahomes. And everyone wants to be like, oh, they don't win this, they don't win that. Like, I literally, for this next NFL season, don't want to hear a fucking thing about any quarterback being paid, winning, unless it's outside of Patrick Mahomes. Like, bro, everyone has everything to prove. Everyone in the NFL thinks that, oh, like, even Joe Burrow. Get the fuck out of here with Joe Burrow. I don't want to hear a damn fucking thing about Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, fucking all these dudes that people jerk off because they're fucking cool
Dak
to
Prescott.
the media.
Fuck.
Dak, no, fuck that. Dak Prescott is he catches the blunt end of the fucking stick. So I don't even want to hear it. I'm talking about the golden boy NFL quarterbacks.
Trevor was like the golden step boy though. He wasn't really in that.
All these NFL quarterbacks get the golden boy treatment like they're fucking haven't done anything.
Trevor was the golden boy. Trevor was drafted as a generational talent. He was undefeated in college, undefeated coming in, won in Clemson, and he was termed a generational quarterback. I know that because the Jets had the 2 pick, and we went with Zach Wilson. But he was a generational quarterback. He's getting a bag. To your point, though, Sach, it's like you got to pay, man. You got to pay Dak, or else the next guy up is going to be $300 million, and that's the rate. Like Jones needs to cut the check and just pay it, because every time another quarterback rate goes up, that's what they come in with, you know. And so they just need to sign him and get it over with. He's going to be the quarterback. Get it done, dude, because there's going to be another guy slip in. $200 million was guaranteed. You haven't done anything, and that's the sad part about it too, is that.
And it's it's a very frugal position in the NFL. A lot of these guys, once they have one good fucking season, they get paid. Daniel Jones is the
was highway robbery. That was highway robbery.
Epitome of fucking. If you have one good year in the NFL, you win one wild card game, you get a big paycheck.
That was highway robbery.
And I just don't get it, because everyone wants to clown all these quarterbacks like Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray. At the end of the day, bro, no one's won anything besides Pat Mahomes and Brady. No one has won anything, bro. If you want to look at all these MVPs, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, I hope they don't win anything for the rest of their – I hope they don't. I literally hope they don't. And Jerry Jones needs to open up his pockets and just pay him, because people in the NFL think that you can just replace a quarterback and you could just go find another one that's just as good. That's not the way the quarterback position works. Dak Prescott is a proven veteran in this league. Joe Burrow is going to be a proven veteran. Lawrence is going to be proven. Murray is going to be proven. They're all proven. But at the end of the day, I don't want to see rankings of who's better and who's this and that if you don't win anything. That's my takeaway from it. The NFL, I can't wait for it to start. I really can't wait for it to start. They need to pay CeeDee Lamb. He's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL, guaranteed. He needs to get the bag. Dak needs to get the bag, and the Cowboys need to move on.
Let me ask you guys this. Real quick. NFL, stay in the NFL, because you guys live in Denver.
Hold on, I also got a question after he asked his question.
Okay, yeah. We don't have to we got some time left. Let's talk a little NFL. I had a question.
20 minutes.
I'm minding my business. I'm minding my business, getting ready for work this morning. Got the TV on, and of course, everything in Colorado is about the Broncos. I'm thinking back. I was like, the Denver Broncos.
Sean Payton
let Miami put a 75 burger on that defense. This Denver Bronco team that was given real life Madden scores out. The coach said we've done so well. We've done so well. We're not even gonna have the third day of mini camp. You guys go home. We're that good. We give up 70 points. No, not until we fucking win a ring, or at least we're giving up Madden scores. But you guys did so good that we're gonna not even practice today. We're giving it all up. Go home, enjoy yourselves, Broncos. We'll meet up again. That to me was like, come on. If this was the Randy Moss or whatever, come on, man. What are we doing? We need all the practice we can get. We need to get these schemes down. Vance Joseph, leader of men, all the bullshit. No, fuck that. Defense, maybe offense, you can go home. Defense, you're staying. You're fucking staying. Never again will this happen. So I was curious how you guys felt about that.
So I've been hearing about this since yesterday, because he announced it yesterday that they weren't going to practice today. Here's what I'll ask you guys. I don't know if you really know how mini camps work in the NFL, but usually that last day is what they call a field day. Guys are playing like dodgeball with each other. They're bringing in food trucks, ice cream. It's more of it's like that morale airman's type of day, if you will, right? With maybe a little walkthrough in the morning, and then all the fun begins. So I get where you're going with this. I 100% agree with you. We just got mopped. We've been mopped for the last couple years, haven't had a winning season. Apparently, Sean Payton has seen enough what he needs to see going into training camp. I've heard he's loving what he's seeing out of Jarrett Stidham and Bo Nix. I've heard Zach Wilson is looking absolutely awful. I heard he's not doing so well, Lee. I think we might lose him. I think we might have to lose him going into training camp.
Lose Stidham?
Zach Wilson.
No, Zach Wilson.
They're gonna cut him.
He hasn't been doing good at all. I've heard.
Shocker.
So I agree with you in the standpoint of, hey, you guys haven't done nothing. What makes it right for you guys to not practice this day? To where I'm with you. Even if it's the little morale things and everything, we need to start building a team around everything. But then on the other side of things, obviously Coach Payton has seen what he's needed to see. I've heard this year. I heard this. Here's the crazy part, guys. Though in reality, last year I heard he was very stern with media, pretty much anyone. He was like walking on eggshells last year. He wasn't happy with the situation. He didn't want Russell Wilson. He was just trying to operate the team. I've heard this year Coach Sean Payton is a lot more relaxed and kind of cooled out a little with the media and just everyone in general, because now he's gotten what he wants to form in this team and everything. And it's the second year, he's got the pieces he thinks he needs to start winning. So yeah, I've been hearing about it for the last 2 days, but I totally hear what you're saying. But apparently he's seen enough until training camp. He's good with what he's seen.
I like that
from the quarterback position and from the offense and everything, at least. I don't know
what you have, Saj. You had a question.
I mean, this is another fucking form of a guy who's a head coach who hasn't won a damn fucking thing since 2009 with the Saints and Drew Brees. I just don't get this dude's ego. Like, he's fucking coming in here and he's doing all this bullshit. Like, bro, I just don't understand how you can go into an organization and think that everyone needs to bow down to your ass. Put in some work and fucking get to the game. Get to the goddamn championship. Get to the NFC, AFC championship, and then people will start listening to you. And I think that Sean Payton this year finally realizes that, hey, I can't be the hard ass that I was last year, the dickhead, and I need to be a player's coach. At the end of the day, players' coaches are going to win this league. You see guys like the Lions coach. I forgot his name. You see guys like the Lions coach. You see guys like Joe Mazzulla. You see guys like Tyronn Lue. You see guys like Steve Kerr. A lot of these player coaches can get to the big game because they know how to relate to them. Sean Payton fucking thinks that he can go in there and be like a dictator and do whatever he wants, and it's not going to work. It's really not going to work. And I think this was kind of like more of a player move for the guys, to where he's going to be like, hey, I'm going to back off. You guys can do whatever you want on this day. And I think it'll pay dividends in the end. I kind of like the move by him. I'm not going to lie. Whether they have won anything or not, you got to be a player. We've all been a player. ZJ, you even know when the coach goes in there on a Friday or a Saturday and they're like, hey, no practice. We're just going to fucking shoot around. You guys can play. Like, everyone loves that. Everyone loves that camaraderie where the coach isn't breathing down your neck, where he's not doing all of this weird shit for you guys. But you can do your own thing. And, like, you're still obviously going to practice. I'm sure a lot of the guys went and got reps somewhere, did something. But I think it'll be good for them. I think it'll be good that, he's going to buy into the player aspect of it more. That's just me.
Ooh. Hey,
go ahead.
Late breaking news. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the McGregor fight's off.
Yeah, I
Connor's
just saw that.
injured.
Yep, just saw that.
No.
Yeah.
No more McGregor
Yeah.
Chandler.
Wait, what the hell happened? This is the first time I've heard it.
It just says that the fight's canceled. McGregor's injured. So they put Alex Pereira against the guy that wears the pony. Yeah, the guy who wears the ponytail on top of his head.
The ponytail dreads.
The ex-champ. Yeah, he used to be the champ.
What
Still
are
a
we
good fight,
doing?
but not a Connor fight.
What are we doing, bro?
Not a fight.
That was gonna be huge. That was supposed to be huge. I was looking forward to that. Okay, well, yeah.
And it
Conor
sucks
McGregor
because
not
tickets
fighting.
were like 4 times higher. Tickets were four times higher than normal price.
Hell yeah,
Because it's Connor.
oh my, that's a legacy fight right there. Is what that was.
Yeah, now you start with that.
Real quick.
But I didn't want to interrupt this one throw it to you.
No, that was. I'm glad you said that because, like I said, that was my first time hearing it. Real quick though, just to kind of bounce back into the NFL, I'm very excited for this next year. Obviously with my team and other teams, but I'm excited to see this new draft class come in. Pretty damn good draft class. What are you guys thinking? Who are you excited for? Especially, right? We got what? It was 5 quarterbacks in the top one, or
Yeah, I think like JJ McCarthy.
Yep, 5.
Jaden McDaniels. You got Caleb
Drake
Williams.
May.
You got all these guys. Drake May.
and Bo Nix.
Next
Just kind of going with those. And I guess really I'm talking about the ones who I know for sure are going to start, which is Drake May, Jaden McDaniels, and homeboy on the Bears, who I keep forgetting his name, but he paints his nails.
Oh, Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb
Williams.
Those are the 3 I know for sure are starting week 1. I think we all know that and everything. Who you guys really looking forward to out of that class and everything, and looking forward to see play?
I'm looking forward to
who do you think's going to do well?
Go ahead, E.
Well, I'd say I'm looking forward to Drake May. He's the one that was at Arizona State, right, and then transferred.
No, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah, but I mean, before that, he was at Arizona State.
Oh, was he?
Sure. But anyway, yeah, I think so. And that when he was a freshman, because that's where Herm Edwards was at the time. So I was, Jets guy.
ASU, yeah, Herm Edwards, yeah.
And so as a freshman, he was tearing it up. And I was like, man, this kid, who is this guy? And it's Drake May. And the problem with him is, he's a skeleton, right? But man, I want to see what he can do. I just think he has so much potential. Let him cook, as they say. That's the guy for me. Let me see what he does. Any of these if you're a rookie and you're starting, unless you drop down to the 25th, 26th pick, you're going to a suck team to begin with. So it's very hard to get any kind of momentum and stuff. Now the Bears have gone out and they've placed Keenan Allen. I mean, they made some moves this offseason as well.
Bears are going to be interesting.
Put players around Caleb, but yeah, for the most of them, they're going to be struggling. C.J. Stroud, man, he was not C.J. Stroud. Who's the Panthers
Bryce Young.
quarterback last? Bryce Young. Yeah,
Bryce
I mean,
Young.
Bryce, oh my God. Bryce Young, you're wondering how to even get to college. It's just a faster paced game. And when you have a suck squad, Adam Thielen showed, he's not a spring chicken anymore. He was good like those first 4 games and then dwindles off. So I like Washington's offense to begin with. So I think they have some guys there that can produce as well. But that's what I'm thinking. What do you got, son?
Before Sach goes, see, I want to see what Drake May can do in New England. He's the one I'm kind of seeing might be the bust, though. Now, obviously, he hasn't even stepped foot on the field and everything. That situation over there, man, I don't know. It's like now quarterbacks are going there to die almost. We'll see. Obviously, new coach there in New England. Let's see what happens. New coordination and whatnot. The guy I'm most excited for, obviously, I'm excited for Bo Nix on the Broncos, but out of the top 3, I'm excited to see Jaden McDaniels play. I think he's going to be pretty. I feel bad because he's not on a great team or anything, but he's got some excitement and some like spark to him. Obviously, LSU Heisman winner. Yeah, I don't know. He's got like a what's his name? He's got like a Lamar Jackson kind of thing to him. With the way he runs and everything and the way he kind of throws and whatnot. I'm just excited to see what he can do in the league. But like E said, I mean, a lot of these guys, it's a faster game for some of them. All of these quarterbacks aren't going to work out. So you got to find the ones that are and everything, but I'm excited to watch him play.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. Going back to Jaden McDaniels, it's tough to be a quarterback in the NFC East because those defenses are going to swarm your ass probably more than any conference or division in the NFL. You got Kevon Thibodeau on the Giants. You got a couple more pieces on that secondary. You have the Dallas Cowboy defense, who are ball hawks with Micah Parsons, and then they got a couple more.
Oh, they're insane.
You got the Eagles, and you got Jalen Carter. You got a bunch of those boys, Darius Slay. You got a lot. It's tough being an NFC East rookie quarterback. So I don't think Jaden McDaniels is going to have a good year at all. I think they're going to be able to get after him because when you just look at that division alone, you got 6 games where you're going up against some fucking dogs. And you're not going to have a night off any week that you play those guys because they're thinking, if you're a defensive guy and you're going into those games, you're thinking rookie quarterback, mistakes are coming, fumbles are coming, pressure is coming the whole game. So I don't think he's going to be good. I think he's going to have a rough season. I think Caleb Williams, with the pain and nails, is going to have the best season out of any of them. He's set up to have the best season out of anyone. Obviously with Keenan Allen, Curtis. Who the fuck? They have a couple more other pieces, but they're going to be good. Now they got DeAndre Swift too. They got a run game. They got some offensive linemen, defensive linemen. They got secondaries. They got Jalen Williams, who's another good cornerback, I think his name is. So I think Caleb's set up for success. Whether he does good or not, I think they're going to win some games because they have the team around him to do it. And that's really what you want to put a rookie quarterback in is you don't have to go out there and throw for 300 yards every game. You don't have to throw 3 touchdowns every game. We just need you to stay within the system, kind of like how Brock Purdy does, and you need to just navigate, not make mistakes, and just win us games. That's all you need to do. And I think he's the quarterback that's set up the most for success. I think Drake May is going to be another North Carolina quarterback bust. I think I'm scarred for life of North Carolina quarterbacks. So that's my take on the rookie class. I don't think they're going to be good. I don't think Bo Nix is going to be that great either. In his first year, I'm talking their first year. I don't think Bo Nix is going to do good his first year. But when you get that first year under your belt, I think that's when you can start kind of making noise. And I think that's when teams get frustrated is when the rookie quarterback doesn't go out there and win 8 games. It's like, bro, he's a rookie quarterback. He's going up against fucking quarterbacks that have been doing this shit for 5, 6, 7, 10 plus years. You're not going to be good the first year. It's very rare that you see a quarterback be good the first year, like a CJ Stroud, like a Dak Prescott, like even a couple others Kyler, like it's very rare that
very
happens.
very rare. Yeah.
So
very
give
rare.
them some time. The first year, I don't think any of them are really going to be good besides Caleb. But next year, we're going to have a different conversation. We're going to know what these guys are talking about, and I think it's going to be a good combo to have. But the first year, you got to give these guys grace. It's the fucking National Football League. You're not going to go up in there and you're not going to beat grown men's ass to shreds. It's not going to happen.
The last thing. Sorry, I was just losing my train of thought. No, I agree with Sach. I mean, it's exactly with the NBA. You gotta let guys develop and brew pretty much and everything. You can't just expect this. I think a lot of fans that are with losing teams, and obviously the so-called savior coming, there's just so much expectation right away when really you can't be doing that. You got to watch guys develop and everything. Outside of the quarterbacks and everything, I'm excited to see how some of these teams do with some of the moves that were made in the offseason. I think the Ravens got a little better. I know Sach won't like this. I think the Eagles got a little better, especially with Saquon and everything.
He's going to be injured by week 4. He's going to fucking pull a hammy or fucking twist his ankle by week 4. And everyone's going to be like, you fucking idiots, like we told you. Like that. Saquon is the Kawhi Leonard of the fucking NFL. He's the Kawhi Leonard. He's going to be hurt. He's going to be hurt, bro. Saquon Barkley is not a 16, 17-week running back. He's not. And when he pulls, and I never wish an injury, but ZJ, I'm sorry. When he pulls his hamstring or quad or he twists his ankle, I'm going to be coming back to this podcast on a Monday or Thursday. I'm going to be like, I fucking told you. But we'll see.
Oh, wait. Hang on. I just realized something because E was talking all the smokes about Coach Payton not having practice and everything. Well, now I got a question for you, E. What are your thoughts on your quarterback taking vacation on minicamp, not even showing up?
I love it.
But
don't
he's
even worry about it. That's what I mean. Don't even worry about it.
He's proven.
Let me say, yeah, he's well. Okay, let me answer. Right, I would obviously everybody would like for him to be there. Let's say that, right? But he's been to every voluntary camps the last 2 years. 4-time MVP, Super Bowl winner, played 20th year. Does he really need to be there, or do we need to get Tyrod Taylor some snaps with the ones just in case he gets hurt? So I don't. Yeah. To me, I'm not that put off by it, right? I mean, he runs the offense. So yeah, I would like him to be there, but he does this diva shit. It's what he does. He did it in Green Bay. He's gonna do it with us. Hey, 3 fucking days out the year, you gotta go overseas. You knew what this schedule was 6 months ago. But you got to put up with that with these guys. But as far as his talent or needing reps or to learn offense,
you got to pay for greatness. You got to pay for greatness.
He wrote the offense. So I guess that's where I'm at. It's a good comeback on me though. You're absolutely right. He should be there, but it's not that big. To me, it's not that big a deal. He's been to the non-vols or to the voluntary camps and.
Sorry.
The thing is they also set Nathaniel Hackett, and they had the assistants running offense.
Oh hell!
That was like a shot back at Rodgers. That's Rodgers' guy. So
that's Rodgers' guy. Yeah.
And then he has the coin that Robert Sala's up there, like hey, unexcused absence. But what are you gonna do, Coach? He's just gonna. He'll come back and he'll be right back where he'll be in the starting spot. He's ain't gonna, there's not gonna be any fines. Yeah, non-story is what I believe. I mean, it's a story because it's the NFL and nothing, and it's New York, right? But yeah, I don't think he doesn't need the snaps if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I hear you.
What you got?
I was gonna say I got a question just for receipt purposes, I suppose. If you guys can give me like your top 5 NFC quarterbacks,
See, why do you got to do that though? Why does it have to be just the NFC? Because you're just shoehorning something like.
No, because I saw something on a.
Don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to have a good conversation, it's what are your top 5 quarterbacks right now going into next year? When you do NFC, you're just expecting us to say the one person you want us to say.
No, because the NFC actually has a lot of good quarterbacks that I think that it'd be good a conversation just for NFC alone. Yeah. But if you want to do the whole NFL, that's fine. Give me your top 5 NFL quarterbacks right now, and if you need help, I'll help you. Just for receipt purposes, and even me too. I'll give my top 5. Only for the sake of the show and the viewers, they want to know. It's a very good topic to always get into.
The viewers want to know. Well, you got. I mean, I think.
Mahomes, yes.
I'll start the draft with Patrick Mahomes.
Yes. So give me your number 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Oh shit.
Obviously, you're not thinking a lot into it, but just off the top of the head.
Aaron Rodgers. I gotta have Aaron. He's. I'm not saying he's 2 or 3, but he'll be in my top 5.
Sure.
Give me Aaron.
Sure. In the NFC, you got Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Dak, Brock, Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins, Kyler Murray, and that's pretty much it for that. And then you got obviously Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. You got all those guys.
Yeah. Man.
Go ahead, Zeej, if you want to.
Yeah, I thought he was coming with the second pick. I thought we would draft. I'm looking at a list.
You want to hear mine?
Look everybody up here.
Yeah,
I feel like I'll forget somebody in there.
All right, Patrick Mahomes. This is in no order, like ranking wise or anything, but obviously Patrick Mahomes would be number 1 if there was. Jalen Hurts, that's my 2.
Jalen Hurts. Okay,
no, I'm not saying he's number 2.
Yeah.
I'm just putting him like there's no order or anything.
Yeah. Even throw him in the top 5. There you go. Keep going.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud is not a top 5 quarterback.
Wow.
What are you talking about?
His numbers beg to differ, baby.
His numbers, yeah. Okay, I'll pull up his numbers and I'll send you his numbers, and then we'll have it.
What, you don't like that list? Why don't you like that list?
CJ Stroud is kind of, you're just going off of your emotion. But go ahead.
Okay, and then my honorable mention, it could be Jared Goff or Brock Purdy. There you go.
Jared Goff.
See. Okay, see,
Jared Goff had a good year. Jared Goff had a good year.
You can have a good year. It's not about having a good year.
Yep. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're going off like last year, projecting into this, like I would draft Goff on my fantasy.
My fault. My fault.
Here, Josh, you can
your guys' list. You
can take CJ Stroud out of it and just put Joe Burrow in that spot because I totally left him out.
Yeah, he had a shit season. I'm sorry to say, he had a dog shit season. He got hurt. He had a dog shit season before he got hurt. People fucking use that he got hurt bullshit. He had a dog shit year before he got hurt. Got
hurt early though.
He had a terrible year. He was hurt by week 9. They were 3-6 when he got hurt. Like 3-6. He was dog shit.
Who's that?
He was not good. Joe Burrow. He was not good this year. Love Joe Burrow. Love Joe Burr. He was not good this year.
Okay, well, in my honorable mention slot, you put Jared Goff or Brock Purdy. What do you want me to say? Like all the guys I listed have gone far, at least gone deep in the playoffs. So I like. What do you want me to say? So we're going
by deep in the play. Okay, no, it's your list. You're right. It's your list.
What do you want me to say? I'm giving you results. Like wait.
The AFC has a lot of good quarterbacks, man.
Do they though?
Do they though? Don't go down that hole.
Do they though?
Can I answer? You keep asking me. Let me answer you.
Do they though? Do they though? Do they? Do they have a lot of quarterbacks?
Like, tell me
big names. Do they have a lot of quarterbacks? Do they?
Hold on.
No, they don't.
So
bro.
If Lamar, let's just talk about it. If you could have started his rookie year with Lamar Jackson in Dallas, you say he sucks. Josh Allen starting in Dallas as a rookie, he sucks. Joe Burrow going to Dallas as a rookie, he sucks. Aaron Rodgers being in Dallas as a rookie, he sucks. Bear up in San Diego or in LA now, he sucks. These are good quarterbacks, man. They might have had bad situations and this and that, but you wouldn't pick any of those 5 off the bus. You wouldn't say get out of here.
No, I'm not
Those
saying that. Of course, I would take them.
What you kidding?
Like, of course, I would take
good
them.
Quarterbacks.
But to call them good quarterbacks, like, what's a good quarterback in this league nowadays? Like, what's a good quarterback?
Well, Lamar's got what, 2 MVPs? MVP is important, right?
Well, Sach doesn't care about MVPs, though. He's already established that. Those don't matter.
No, I really don't. You're goddamn right.
The only thing would be,
there we go.
The only thing would be,
real quick.
The only thing would be
he can't score 14 points to win a game. Yes.
So then let's go Mahomes. You go Matt
MVPs
Stafford.
are overrated in the NBA and the NFL. MVPs are garbage because MVP was a real thing. LeBron would win it every year before he was older, and then Patrick Mahomes would win the MVP every single year if it really was an MVP.
Real quick. Sach and E, here, everyone just calm down. Here we go, E. Sach, what's your list? Here we go.
Dak.
Yeah, get it out there.
No. I'm not dumb. Like, I'm not going to be stupid.
Well, you asked the question because you wanted to hear a certain something, and then you got mad because you didn't hear it. Like,
everyone we said you executed except for Mahomes. They suck. Yeah. I'm sorry. Cornball.
No, so I'll go Mahomes.
You got to, right?
And then I got it's like a golf tournament, bro. It's like a golf tournament. Like, one guy, it's like Scotty Scheffler, and then it's like who's battling for second. I think you have a pool of guys. I don't think there's a real ranking on the second best quarterback. Like, I don't know who you could really say is the second best quarterback. Is that fair to say? I think it's a pool of guys that haven't won. I think it's a pool of guys that haven't really won a fucking thing.
I like it.
And I think they're all just in a bucket. I think if they're all in a bucket, like the little soldiers that you pick out of the Toy Story thing, I think you pick just one and you're like, fucking just throw them out there.
Let's do in the future. We'll do a tier. I think there's tiers. There's levels to your point, tiers, right? Bro. Hey, there's levels.
You got Mahomes, levels. And then it's like you pick a soldier. You pick a soldier out of the fucking.
You just grab one.
You just grab one and you put him on the battlefield and you see what he does.
Nah, I don't want to do that because I might wind up with Russell Wilson. I don't want.
No. These are tier 2 quarterbacks. I think there's like 8 tier 2 quarterbacks that are really looking to make their next step. That's my honest opinion. I think there's about 8 tier 2 quarterbacks.
We'll definitely dive in deeper to this a little more because I like this conversation a lot. I think Sach has some merit to what we're saying, obviously, and everything. Yeah, I totally agree. We'll put a bow on this thing, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go around the room real quick. Just anything you want to say goodbye to all the live listeners. Appreciate all you guys staying on and everything after we rambled a little bit. We love having disagreements here and everything. You guys can always get in on the action. Send us a comment or a DM at the Bet Champ Show, guys.
Send us your top 5.
We will see you guys on Saturday for the parlay show. Don't miss out. That's our parlay show. Should have a nice 4-leg parlay for you guys off and rolling. But we appreciate you guys. Quick around the room, real quick. We'll start with Sach.
The future of NCAA football is here with the Big 12. The Big 12 is, I guess it's not an auction, but they're basically giving up their name to a sponsorship. So highest bidder will go to the Big 12, and it won't be something like the Big 12 brought to you from Allstate. This sponsor is going to be the name. It'll be Allstate's Big 12.
Yeah.
And that's you're starting to look at the future of this money and this buying in and corporate sponsorships. It's crazy. But I think that's, as an old head, it's just so weird. We're going to be having, hey, you got the Walmart going up against Allstate in the NCAA championship. So, there's something interesting on that I'll put out there.
Sach, you got anything to throw out to the audience?
No, I like what E said out there. The Big 12, it's going to be interesting. College football is going to be interesting right around the corner before NFL season. So we got to start crossing our T's and dotting our I's with that. And no, I mean, shout out to the Celtics. They won. It feels good just to make a right pick, just to make a right prediction, just for the show, just so they know, like, hey, this guy really watches basketball. He knows what he's talking about. He knows the good teams. He knows what's going to work.
You see what he's doing, CJ?
He knows what's going to work because, hey, he knows because he's a Warriors fan and he's seen this movie 4 times. I've seen the movie 4 times, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to ramble on. Shout out to the Celtics. A lot of teams are going to make adjustments, and even ZJ's Nuggets, I think they're going to make adjustments for next year, and I think they could really make some noise. I think it's a good thing for the NBA to see how the championship was won this year because it is a copycat league. NFL is right around the corner. WNBA to look forward to. Olympics this summer. We got a lot of stuff to look forward to as a group. U.S. Open. I think Bryson DeChambeau is going to pull it off. Mark my words. You can write that in stone, and I'll come back when he wins.
Where's Scotty? Is he?
Scotty had a rough round
already?
today. He had a rough round today. Yeah, he had I think he's not even in like the top 15 right now. But if there's one thing about Scotty Scheffler, it's a bad motherfucker, and he could turn it around tomorrow, and I think he might. So as long as he makes the cut tomorrow, there's a lot of heads turning. But I think Bryson DeChambeau is going to pull it off.
Sach really asked us, what are your favorite NFC quarterbacks? Because he wanted to get one answer out of me. And I know what you were doing. I know what you were doing. Guys, that'll do it for the Bet Change Show After Hours. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Stay fresh. Stay frosty. We will see you Saturday. Peace.
Oh,
Peace, Jets.
wow.